So I wanted to talk about something that just came to mind maybe within the last hour. And it was a thought that occurred to myself that seemed to at least click with me. And it's the thought of, like, why am I trying to be so digestible to people? Like, why am I trying to be maybe so translatable to people? Meaning that, like, I feel like sometimes, like, dependent upon, like, who I'm around, I, like, can sometimes kind of, like, switch things to make other people feel more comfortable, or to kind of, like, be like a puzzle piece in a puzzle. Like, I try to, like, make sure that however I act or, like, whatever I do kind of fits with, like, it literally depends maybe, like, upon the person. And I think in some scenarios or maybe instances, this type of thing, I guess, is, you could argue, is maybe needed or is kind of good. But I think it can start to maybe, like, manifest itself into other areas of your life. And also, I think slowly with this type of behavior, it can kind of lead to maybe, like, losing your sense of self in a way. It's so interesting because I think, like, for me, like, when I'm around other people, I feel less like myself than when I'm alone. Like, if I'm completely alone, it's like as if I'm like online again. You know what I mean? It's almost like I go offline when I'm around, like, most people, and then, like, once I'm by myself, like, for lack of better terms or a better way to describe it, I, like, come online. Maybe, like, mentally. Like, I don't know. It's just something that I've noticed about myself, that, like, I feel most like myself when I'm by myself. Now, I don't think that this should be the case. I don't think that this is a necessarily great thing. Like, I think what could be a good end goal is that, like, you are yourself, like, no matter, like, maybe who you may be around. And there may be some, like, drawbacks to kind of living your life in that way, I guess. But I don't know. I think that's, like, a little bit more healthy. You know what I mean? I think it's, like, more healthy. It's like, why am I trying to be so, like, digestible to, like, whoever I'm maybe speaking with or interacting with in the moment? I'm always shifting, maybe, like, kind of like my personality to a degree. It's nothing insane. It's just, like, I'm always trying to be, like, as comfortable as possible to whoever I'm speaking with, if that makes sense. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think it kind of comes from, people pleasing and things like that, I think. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know, I kind of had, like, an epiphany that if you follow that type of, I guess, mindset forever, then you'll end up with that issue of, like, maybe not really having you're not really having an identity, or not really understanding, like, who am I? Because, if every interaction you have, you're, like, not really fully being yourself, yeah, it's so interesting because I think like, yeah, it's like you're like acting, I guess. Like it's like, you know, you're being an actor. And then when the cameras aren't rolling, aka you're not maybe around people, it's like you're back to like maybe like in quotations yourself. But it's not even, I guess like I said that initial statement in the beginning of the video, not only for maybe when you're acting around people, but it's like even in your actions, like there may be, I mean, like it can manifest in the way that you don't like pursue like a goal that you have because you don't want to be perceived in a certain way, you know, things like that. And that may not seem like, with that being said, that may not be like in the forefront of your mind, but it may be something that you do subconsciously. Like you may not like, you know, paint a painting because you don't want to be perceived in a certain way, maybe, or like something like that. It's like, it's so weird. I feel like it can like lead to an action in a way, at least in how I'm thinking about it. I think it can lead to an action, which is then not great. Because of the fact that, I mean, like, you may, because of like trying to fit a certain mold, like you're robbing yourself of like your own potential. Also, like, you know, I'm thinking about it in a creative sense in a way, I guess, but like you could take, for example, like, I don't know, you could take, for example, like YouTube or making a video. Like you don't want to make a video because you don't want to be perceived in a certain way or whatnot, or you don't want to talk about what you're passionate about because, you know, that might, it's like what I think about, you know, okay, I'll say this, you know, it's so cool when you meet people that like unapologetically talk about what they're passionate about. Let's say your passion is history or something like that, you know, and you like randomly always want to like throw out like historical facts and things like that. There's some people that their passion may be history, and they may want to like chime into conversations or like inject their passion into conversations, but they hold back and they don't do it because maybe they don't want to be perceived as like odd or whatnot. I almost think people that unapologetically like do that, like that's like a superpower to me, in my eyes at least. Like when you're just like yourself, when you're just yourself, like that's, I don't know, like I'll even say this, I think people sometimes even gravitate towards people who are like unapologetically themselves. And I feel like sometimes that can lead to you being like mocked, right? Like if you are true to yourself and you're unapologetically yourself, I think that definitely can lead to you being mocked because, you know, you're like, you may be, because I guess you're unique. And this isn't supposed to come off as corny, right? Because I'm noticing how, and I'm even right now it's so funny, it's so meta, like I'm literally doing what I'm like talking about or just did, but like, yeah, it's, I don't know, I guess I'm trying to explain how I'm thinking about it, but yeah. And like I said, like this doesn't have to just be like not saying certain things during conversation. This can manifest on you not like doing things that you would really love to do because of like because you feel like you maybe need to fit a mold or whatnot. And I think we always hear about, you know, like it's so funny because like things like cartoons, right, movies, whatever, media, this type of talk is like, I don't know if touted is the right word, but like the whole like be yourself, things like that. You know, it's like, I think a lot of the times the way that is delivered, I think comes into one ear and out the other for a lot of people. Like I think it doesn't register maybe because of how it's being delivered, potentially. But that is an interesting thing too, because I think like that this type of talk is mentioned a lot. Probably because there's so many people that have had these thoughts or had this realization that feel the need to like let others know. And I don't think it's as simple as it may come off, I guess, like this particular like topic, like being yourself maybe, or like being unapologetically yourself, or like not really like, I think you can definitely delve deeper into it than just that. But in a way, it is that simple as well. But it's just something that I thought about, and I was like, man, like, you know, because I've been thinking about like maybe like a lack of action on my part for a lot of different things. And, you know, a part of that, maybe not all of it, but a part of it could be attributed to that, like not doing things because that may not fit a mold that you're supposed to fit into. That may not fit the puzzle that you're supposed to fit into. Yeah. I just something that I kind of like wanted to talk through mainly. And that kind of leads into me like thinking like, man, just like do. Meaning like just create. Just make things. Because I think like, I don't know, it's not even like, you know, this doesn't even like stop at like interactions with people. This could be like, I mean, this can be, you could like, you could make an invention, right? You could like engineer something, but maybe if it's not exactly how you think it should be, like you may even dismiss it yourself. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's something to that. There's something to what I just said, and maybe like also the part of like, you know, like the interactions with people, or yeah, the interactions with people, I guess. Yeah. It's weird because I think like for myself, like I think like maybe if you are like unapologetically yourself, you don't worry about maybe how you're perceived at all. Because I think some people want to like fit into a mold. Potentially, maybe because it's comfortable, maybe because it's easy. It's easy to be like, easily readable. Potentially, but I feel like a life where you like don't really care. Like, I don't know. I think the people, at least that I've observed, that don't really care that much, or at least have not caught on that, you know, maybe internally they do, I don't know, but the people that are perceived to not care, it seems like their lives are like a very like interesting, I guess. Like, I feel like for people who worry too much about like how they may be perceived, like they lock themselves like out of like a very interesting and fun and like well-lived life. But yeah, like I feel like when you turn that off of like not really caring about like what like of how you may be perceived, like I feel like that's when like really cool stuff starts to happen. Or like, yeah, like either you start making or doing really, really cool stuff, cool to you, and that's what really matters. There's probably so many people that live this world that like want to do like certain things, but like they don't, because and they don't even know it. That's like the crazy thing. It's like it's not even something that's in the forefront maybe of your mind, of like you're not doing this because like you don't want to be perceived in a way. It's like maybe more subconscious. Like you don't even know that the reason for your inaction is that. Yeah. I think worrying about being like quote unquote cool holds a lot of people back. I think. Because what even is cool? Who determines what is cool? You know what I mean? I feel like even that is like constantly changing. It was so funny. I was watching an interview like with an artist, like a music artist, and they were asking like, I don't know, one of the things that he kind of brought up or like said was like, what is talent? What even is talent? Like, I don't know. I think so many things can be like questioned like that, I guess. Like, I don't know. It's cool. We have these like learned like meanings of things, and maybe it's like it's definitely different, or maybe not exactly the same for everybody. As far as like, for example, what is cool? Like cool could be different for different people. And if that's the case, like why even worry about being cool if it's different for everybody? Like it kind of like doesn't make sense to even worry about it. I mean, it doesn't make sense to worry about it in the beginning, but like if everybody has a different curated perspective of what cool is supposed to be, like who cares? I don't know, but I kind of just wanted to make a quick-ish video on this particular topic just because it's something that popped in my head, and I felt like kind of talking through it. So yeah, I think my advice to myself is like, stop trying to be so like understood. Stop trying to be so, stop trying to fit like a mold, a make-believe mold that doesn't even exist. Like you fabricated this in your mind and this is what you think is good. Just like be you and do you. And I think if you do that, a lot of things that you maybe are confused, like why isn't this happening for me, or like why can't I do that, or you know, like why can't I, like why am I not doing anything? Yeah, I think like those things will kind of go away. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video here as I'm starving to death slowly. It's all good. I got a fishing pole, so you know, we'll be all right. Yeah, think on that.